Hi everyone, thanks for visiting my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Carol, the Thrifty Chic Housewife. If you enjoy the content you find here, please consider subscribing, like and share my videos, and follow me on social media. I will leave all the links in the description box below. So today we're going to be doing something fun and yummy, I think. I can tell from my Facebook group that you guys are already in the mood for preparing for Christmas. So I thought I would go ahead and do this video for you. When I found this recipe, I thought it would be perfect to include as part of our Christmas canning lineup, our gifts from the heart. I just love that. And speaking of groups, if you are a canner and you are on Facebook and would love to join my Facebook group, we would really enjoy having you. We're having a ton of fun over there. The name of the group is Canning with Carol and Friends, and I hope that you will join us. If you're not a canner and you just want to learn about canning, feel free to stop by as well. Lots of great information being shared over there. So back to today's video. So today we are going to be making chocolate raspberry sauce. So perfect for Christmas, right? Like I said, noticed that you all are getting in the mood for Christmas, getting in the Christmas giving spirit. So we're gonna go ahead and make this delicious sauce. I found this on the Ball Fresh Preserving website and it sounded absolutely delicious, so I thought we would give it a try. You're gonna need some cocoa powder, you're gonna need fresh raspberries, you need 4.5 cups of crushed fresh raspberries. I used 5 of the 6-ounce containers of fresh berries, and then I just crushed them a layer at a time, just like you would for jam. I just used a potato masher to mash them, and you want your 4.5 cups to be measured after crushing them. So I have 4.5 cups of raspberries crushed. You need 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. You need 6 3/4 cup of sugar. Yes, it's high in sugar. It's going to be a yummy, delicious sauce. So yeah, 6 3/4 cup of sugar. We are going to be using the RealFruit Classic Pectin. I'm using the one by Ball, but you can use any brand you want to. It is the powdered pectin, so make sure you pick up powdered pectin. We need 6 tablespoons of that. And then of course the star of our show is the chocolate. I am going to be using the Ghirardelli 100% cocoa Dutch processed, but you can just use regular unsweetened. I really love the flavor of Ghirardelli, but there are lots of brands to choose from, so choose your favorite. You can use Dutch processed or you can use just regular unsweetened. It's entirely up to you. This is going to be fast and furious because once you prep your ingredients, it goes really fast. So we're just going to get everything going in our pot. So you want to make sure before you ever get started, you want to go ahead and prepare your canner. I'm going to be steam canning, or you can water bath can this. So I have 3 quarts of water in my steam canner that is warming up. If you are water bath canning, you want your canner to be about half full. We're using the tiny half-pint jars, so you don't need a ton of water in there. So maybe even 1/4 or 1/3 of the way full of water would probably be enough to cover your jars by 1 inch or 2 once you put them in there. So get your canner all ready, have your jars washed and your lids washed and ready. We're going to be processing for 10 minutes. So modern canning guidelines state that you don't need to pre-sterilize jars and lids if you are canning for 10 minutes or more, and we are. So we don't need to sterilize anything, but I did wash them and I'm keeping them hot in my sink full of hot water. Wash the lids, set them aside. So all my canning stuff is good to go. We are just dropping and bringing up to temperature, and then we're going to be ready for canning. So I'm going to bring you in close so we can get started. Okay, so I've already pre-measured everything. The first thing we need to do is sift our cocoa. So I went ahead and put 1/2 cup of cocoa, and we want to sift it. So I'm just going to use my strainer here and just tap it on the side until it is sifted. It is important to sift your cocoa. We want our sauce to be pretty smooth and not clumpy. Okay, once your cocoa is nice and sifted, then we are going to add 6 tablespoons of our pectin. Okay, once you have your pectin in with your chocolate, you want to go ahead and use a whisk and whisk it together. So again, we want it to be nice and smooth and incorporated. And I've already measured out my sugar, my lemon juice, and my raspberries. Okay guys, I said it was gonna be fast and furious, and we are ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put in all of our raspberries. And then we're gonna add our 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. And we're gonna turn on our heat. Then we are going to go ahead and add our chocolate and pectin and whisk that together. Okay, we're gonna bring this up to a boil. Once it's at a boil, then we can add our sugar all at once, and we're going to bring it back up to a boil and boil hard for 1 minute, and then we are ready for canning. Okay guys, one thing that I did fail to mention is you want to make sure you are doing this over high heat, and we are at a pretty good boil here. So once you get up to a boil, you can go ahead and add your sugar all at one time. Stir, stir, stir. We are going to bring it back up to a full rolling boil, and we're going to boil it hard for 1 minute. And then we're ready for canning. See, told you, fast and furious. Look how beautiful that is. Once we've added the sugar, you're starting to see a little bit of the red come through from the raspberries. Gorgeous. And you want to stir frequently here, so don't walk away. Okay guys, here we go. Just like with jam, you want to be at a full rolling boil that continues to boil even when you stir it. And like I said, you want to make sure you are on high heat, and we're going to boil this hard for 1 minute. Okay guys, we've been boiling hard for 1 minute, so we can go ahead and turn off our heat. And you know me, I have to be a little bit extra, so we are going to add a couple of tablespoons of my secret ingredient. We're going to be using a couple of tablespoons of Chambord. You can leave it out if you want to. It's optional, obviously, but it just adds a little something extra, make it extra delicious. Chambord is a black raspberry flavored liqueur, if you're not familiar. So we are all ready for canning. Okay guys, here we go. So exciting. It smells so good. That chocolate and a raspberry together is just divine. So we are going to ladle our hot sauce into hot jars, and we're using the half-pint jelly jars, and we need 1/4 inch headspace, just like with jam or jelly. It's so pretty. That dark burgundy color is just lovely, and the Chambord smells amazing. So I hope you will add that. It's a little Carol touch. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use our debubbling tool and just poke around our jars, make sure we don't have any air bubbles in there. There shouldn't be. It's really liquidy, but just to make sure. I'm going to take a paper towel dipped in white vinegar to clean my rims. We don't want anything to interfere with having a good seal. We're going to center our lids. And add our bands to fingertip tight. This is going to be so great for gifts. Okay guys, I got 6 jars of silky smooth and slightly boozy chocolate raspberry sauce. So we're ready to get our canning process going. Go ahead and crank your heat up to high, put your lid on your canner. If you are water bath canning, make sure that your water covers your jars by at least 1 inch. 1 to 2 inches is perfect. If you are steam canning, you are going to bring your canner up to temperature. If you have the canner like I do with the gauge on top, you want to start timing when your needle is just inside of the green zone. If you're water bath canning, you want to be at a full rolling boil. And also for steam canning, we should have 6 inches, approximately a 6-inch stream of steady steam coming out of our steam vents. So when we get there, I'll bring you back and we're going to process for 10 minutes. Okay guys, I'm up to temperature just inside of my green zone, so we can go ahead and set our timer for 10 minutes. If you're water bath canning, make sure you're at a full boil. Start your time for both cases, either steam canning or water bath canning. You want to slowly reduce your heat just to maintain the full boil, or just stay inside of your green zone on your dial gauge, and process for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, our 10 minutes are up, so we can go ahead and turn our heat off and let it sit for just a second. And then you can remove your lid. Oh, lift it away from you so that you don't get burned. And we're gonna let our jars sit for 5 minutes. Guys, we are all done. Got 6 beautiful jars. 6 beautiful jars of our silky, chocolatey, raspberry, and a little bit boozy sauce. So pretty, it smells so good, and there's not a whole lot that's better than raspberry and chocolate together, right? I had some left over, and actually what was left in the bottom of my pan would have been enough to can up another half pint, but we know what's gonna happen with this, right? Especially when hubby comes home. Chocolate and raspberry is one of his favorites. But I just wanted to show you the texture. It has cooled some, so it's probably gonna thicken up a little bit more. But look how beautiful that is. So good. It's silky. It's smooth except for the seeds. If you don't groove on the seeds, you might not care for it, but it tastes. So good. That deep chocolate and the zing of the raspberry is just delicious. So I hope you'll give it a try. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. Again, if you are a canner, don't forget to check out Carol and Friends over on Facebook. We would love to have you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.